Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I would like to share with you a very dramatic game played by American chess player and chess composer Sam Loyd. As a problemist, his composing style is distinguished by wit and humor, and he's sometimes dubbed the Puzzle King or the Prince of Puzzlers. In this game, Sam Loyd's opponent was Polish-French chess master Samuel Rosenthal, and the game was played in 1867 in Paris. Although Sam Loyd played this tournament with little success, placing near the bottom of the field, but this game is very interesting and I decided to share it with you. Let's see what happened on the board. Sam Loyd opened up with e4 and Rosenthal responded with e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4. We have the Italian game, bishop c5 and d3. Sam Loyd is choosing the Giuoco Pianissimo. By avoiding an immediate confrontation in the center, white enters a positional maneuvering game. Knight f6, bishop e3, not the best continuation. According to modern theory, c3 or castling kingside are considered to be the best moves, but in our game we have bishop e3. White is offering the exchange of dark squared bishops in order to open up the f-file after recapturing on e3, but black moved back his bishop on b6, knight c3, d6, h3 and knight a5. As white didn't bother himself to secure a shelter for his light squared bishop, the knight is coming after the bishop and we have it knight takes b3, a takes b3, bishop e6, knight b5. We have the exchange of dark squared bishops on e3 and c6, knight c3, queen c7, and g4. Sam Loyd is launching an attack on the king's side, a6. The idea of playing a6 is that black wants to castle queen's side and is saving this pawn, but actually castling king's side would have been better. Yes, this is a more solid choice, but in our game we have a6. Here comes d4 and black castled queen's side, d5, bishop d7. This time we have g5. White is managing to gain a space advantage, knight d2, c5, and this time we have knight c4, h6, queen h5 and rook f8. Well, there was no need to protect this pawn on f8. Actually, Rosenthal could play king b8, go for this prophylactic move, and if queen takes f7, simply h takes g5, and then black can also come after the pawn on h3. But in our game, after queen h5, we have rook f8. Now comes g takes h6, rook h8, and h takes g7. And after rook takes h5, the new queen appears on the board. In return, Rosenthal captured on h3, and we have the exchange of rooks on h3. Now comes knight b5. Sam Loyd is looking for attacking chances on the queen's side. Of course, the knight is untouchable because of this rook a8 check, and if king d7, then black king can get checkmated. That's why after knight b8, Rosenthal simply moved away his queen, and already in his turn he is creating threats. Queen h4 is the threat. Queen h7, white is both preventing any possible unpleasant checks and at the same time is counterattacking black bishop. Here we have bishop g4, knight h7 check, king b8, and rook takes a6, using the fact that the rook is untouchable because of this knight c6 fork. That's why in here we have knight c7, and after rook a5, Rosenthal played queen f6, although instead of playing knight c7, he could go for queen f6 straight away. He wants to penetrate white's camp and create mating threats. Queen h1 was played, white is covering the f3 square, but now comes rook h8, queen f1 and bishop f3, which allows white to equalize the game. It was better to play queen h4 check, and actually black has a one position and then can play queen g3 in order to allow the rook to join the attack. If knight takes d6, then rook h2 check is coming. Of course, here black can even go for bishop e2 check, but this can allow white to exchange the queen with the rook and the bishop. That's why rook f2 is even stronger, and then queen g2 followed by rook takes c2. This is a total destruction. Black should win. But in our game, after queen f1, we have bishop f3. Black is now threatening rook h1, but this allows white to gain a counterplay. Here comes knight b6, and the threat is knight d7 fork. Queen h4 check, king d2, and queen g4. A terrible mistake which is losing. It was better to save the bishop by moving it back on g4 and at the same time cover this important d7 square. But in our game, after king d2 we have queen g4, and in here Sam Loyd made a powerful move. Can you find his next move? Ready? He simply captured on f3. Look at this epic queen sacrifice. This is actually a powerful deflective move, and with this move, white is luring away black queen from this important h3 c8 diagonal. Now if rook h2 check, then simply king d3. In our game, after queen f3, Rosenthal accepted the queen sacrifice, but this steps into a checkmating combination. Now comes knight d7 check, and after king a8 we have knight c6 discover check, knight a6, after which Sam Loyd, the puzzle king, announced a brutal checkmate with his cavalry. Look at this epic checkmate, guys. A very beautiful finish, I think. First it was Sam Loyd who was attacking on the queen side, then his attack boomeranged back. At some point already he had a lost position, but Samuel Rosenthal made a mistake and white unleashed a devastating combination. In the end, as usual, would like to ask you to solve a chess puzzle. Please take a look at this position and try to find mate in 2. I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. If you liked this game, give the thumbs up. For more games, consider subscribing to my channel. Also, press the bell button to get notified about new uploads. I will see you in my next video. Take care.